I'm Marianne Taylor. The Discovery Center and the Story Garden are very dear to me and my family. For the past 25 years, we've been enriched, delighted, and educated by the programming and magic of these spaces. I'm happy to be part of this Read-A-Thon to help ensure the Discovery Center and Story Garden continue to spark imaginations and bring joy to our community for many years. When my kids were small, we were introduced to the books and videos of William Wegman that featured his beautiful Weimaraner dogs as characters in fairy tales. Inspired by these, I'm going to read Goldilocks and the Three Bears from the Once Upon a Fairy Tale book with help from Aggie, the German wire-hair pointer. Hey, Goldie! Goldie! Goldie!
Hi, I'm Goldilocks, and I'm going to tell you the story of myself and the three bears from my perspective. My folks always warned me about wandering too far from our house, and I usually listened. One time I didn't, but I had the coolest adventure that would never have happened if I had followed the rules. I left home singing and skipping, and before I knew it, I was lost in the woods. I was just getting a little nervous when I found this oh-so-cute cottage. I knocked, thinking I'd use the phone to ring up my folks, but nobody was home. They don't call me Goldilocks for nothing. Long story, I let myself in. 3 bowls of oatmeal were on the table, which I found a little bizarre, but I skipped breakfast and I was starving. I dug my spoon into the biggest bowl, but it was boiling hot, so I scooped a bite from the bowl next to it. It was cold, which, by the way, is totally gross. The smallest bowl had sweet little swirls of brown sugar on top and just a hint of steam. It was perfect. It's rude to eat standing, so I went to sit down. I couldn't reach the seat of the biggest chair. The next chair was so soft and squishy that the cushion practically swallowed me, and I got claustrophobic. The last chair was perfect, but it must have been poorly made because I'm just a little thing, and when I sat on it, it broke into a million pieces, which made me feel rotten. I tried to put it back together, but I'm not exactly mechanically inclined, you know. Anyway, I decided to look upstairs for the phone. Between my attempted woodworking and the stairway hike, I was worn out. When I saw 3 beds, all I could think was N-A-P, nap. I flopped down on the littlest bed, and I think I fell asleep. My mind drifted from imagining what kind of people had 3 sizes of everything, hello, no phone, to flying snakes and marionettes and clouds and did I hear footsteps? Oh, I was so comfy. Oh, it was just part of my dream. Or maybe it was real. Oh, I don't care.
Goldilocks. Mom says I've got the broadest nose in the forest, which means I'll be a great hunter someday like my dad. Dad caught a bobcat once. During our walk, he told me he'd swallowed it in one gulp, which made me hungry for breakfast. When we came home, we found the door wide open. I figured a rabbit had snuck in, and this was my chance. I bent into a hunting crouch. See, my name's Owen, but my family calls me Baby Bear. It's okay in private, but I hate it when they say it in front of other cubs. If I could prove myself and catch the rabbit for supper, maybe I'd never have to hear the name Baby Bear again. I pushed past Dad to get inside. Now, I love to play with my food, and this morning's oatmeal had been no exception. I'd made cream rivers, butter houses, and sugar mountains, then made a storm with my spoon and mixed it all up. But my creation was gone. Then I saw my chair. I loved that chair. It was broken into a million pieces. This was no rabbit. Something big was in our house. Maybe even a bobcat. We couldn't believe what we saw when we got upstairs. Everything was messed up. The blankets on my bed, which I made carefully so there's no room for monsters to sneak in, were all pushed into one big lump, which suddenly moved. Dad's paws were shaking. I guess he was cold, but he yanked off the covers. A bad smell hit me, and then I saw it. I'd never faced a human before. It was making horrible, loud, shrieking sounds, and before any of us could even think, it ran down the steps and was gone. I asked Dad why he always said humans were fierce killers. This one looked so friendly.
there, I'm Constantina Marlin Mama Bear, and I'm here to tell you about my version of when we met Goldilocks, or kind of met Goldilocks. Peace and a piece of heaven to me is playing my cello, ooh, ooh, and enjoying my family. We stay fit on a diet of love and togetherness and walk half a mile every morning. But the oddest thing happened when we got home from our walk the other day. First off, our front door was wide open. Truth be told, I rarely lock the door. Friends and family like to drop by here and there, whether we're here or there. And I wanted to make sure that my family was happy and my home was open and welcome to everyone. But next I noticed that the oatmeal we'd left on the table had been picked at. Of course our food had been disturbed before. A Russian cousin of mine once stopped in and made himself at home. But who could blame him? Papa's cooking is hard for any bear to resist. But then I noticed our chairs had been moved, and BB's chair was smashed to pieces. This looks like my brother Zion's doing. He's a big bear with a big appetite. But if Zion broke something, he would have left a note. Just then my nose began to tickle with an odd scent. It smelled like danger. Situations like these are rare in our peaceful lives, but when they crop up, I'm not the higgly-piggly type. Without a word, my eyes went to Papa's. I grabbed BB's hand, hopeful he'd pick up something from those karate lessons, and we climbed the steps together. That's when things really began to get ugly. Strutting in bed is just something I can't stand to do. I'm all about comfortable chaos. My things were in standard hurricane condition when I left, but now my sheets were neat, the pillows were fluffed, and the week's New York Times neatly stacked by the bed. No one I knew or cared for would do such a thing. The danger smell grew stronger as my eye caught the big lump on BB's bed. What was under there? I grabbed my cello to whack it, but then kept my head and looked to Papa to make the next move.
Hi there, this is Ted E. Papa Bear, reporting on the incident with that Goldilocks. When danger dares to cross my path, I stretch to my majestic 12-foot height, thrash my fearsome 4-inch claws, and roar a sharp-toothed growl, backed by every ounce of my 1,000 pounds. But I don't do it often. Mama Bear doesn't like it when I raise my voice. She likes my teeth better when I smile, which makes me smile a lot. The other thing Mama isn't fond on is my big belly. And she's right. A few hundred extra pounds does call for a large dose of discipline, diet, and exercise. I just don't care much for exercise. In fact, on the morning of the incident, I'd fix some high-fiber oatmeal and set it on the table, hoping to get out of our morning walk. Mama sweetly thanked me, and then insisted we hit the road and enjoy breakfast when we came back. How could I argue? She and my boy were willing to join me in my battle of the bulge, and along the way Mama generously ignored my checking the beehives for honeycomb, looking under logs for moth larvae, and grabbing treats from picnic garbage cans. Our walk went fine, but when we returned home, we found our front door ajar. Black Bear! That miserable runt had raided our refrigerator again. He must have been poking around and smelled our breakfast on the table. His evidence was everywhere. He'd picked at our oatmeal, licked my little boy's bowl clean, and worst of all, moved my chair. No one touches Teddy Bear's special chair. I heard a noise and we pounded upstairs to find a Blackie Bear-shaped lump snoring under Baby Bear's blankets. How dare that Black Bear hibernate in my son's bed? As I thundered toward him, my big snout was assaulted by the strangest scent. But I was already pulling off the covers when it hit me that it wasn't Blackie Bear's normal stink. It caught me off guard. I couldn't even get my fierce growl going before it was too late. I was face to face with the beast.
Hi there, this is Aggie the German Wirehair Pointer. Thank you for supporting the Discovery Center's Read-A-Thon and I hope you enjoyed this version of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Be well, and peace to all.
Hi, I'm Marianne Taylor. The Discovery Center and the Story Garden are very dear to me and my family. For the past 25 years, we've been enriched, delighted, and educated by the programming and magic of these spaces. I'm happy to be part of this read-a-thon to help ensure that the Discovery Center and Story Garden continue to spark imaginations and bring joy to our community for many years to come. I will read Come to Me, a book to remind each of us that no matter how small it may seem, our parts in the world matter. And I've also chosen a collection of Mr. Rogers' poems, and will read throughout the Story Garden to share Fred Rogers' wise and supportive words in this beautiful and whimsical place. So now, let's get reading. Come With Me by Holly McGhee, illustrated by Pascal Lemetry. Come With Me is written in honor of friendship, bravery, and the fact that we aren't powerless, no matter how small and insignificant we may feel. Holly and Pascal. Though at the level of the individual, our actions are as light as a cloud. United, they can change the color of the sky. Yvette Paoli from Refugees International. All over the world, the news told and retold of anger and hatred, people against people, and the little girl was frightened by everything she heard and saw and felt. She asked her papa if there was something she could do to make the world a better place. Her papa said, "Come with me." Hand in hand, they walked out the door to the subway. Waiting there on the platform, her papa tipped his hat to those he met. So the little girl did too. They rode the train through the tunnels underground. The girl and her papa were brave and kind, and that day they won a tiny battle over fear for themselves and for the people of the world. The news kept telling of anger and hatred, and the little girl asked her mama what she could do to make the world a better place. Her mama said, "Come with me." They went to their grocery to buy some things for dinner. Because one person doesn't represent a family, or a race, or the people of a land. Her mama cooked, and the girl set the table, piece by piece, as she had always done. Plate in the middle, knife and spoon to the right, fork on the left, napkin by its side, water glass. The little girl sat with her mama and her papa, and they ate together. Her dog nuzzled her under the table. She scratched his head. "I want to do something of my own," she said. "Can I walk the dog?" Her parents looked at each other, and they looked at their child. They let her go and sent a message to the world. They would not live in fear. And when the little girl opened the door, the boy across the hall opened his door too. "Where are you going?" he asked. The little girl said, "Come with me, because two people together are stronger than one." The girl, the boy, and the dog were happy to be out. One step at a time, they understood what they could do to make the world a better place. They could go on. Brave, gentle, strong, and kind to one another and all living things. As tiny as it was, their part mattered to the world. Your part matters too. Come with me. Because as small as it may seem, your part matters to the world. From A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, poetry by Fred Rogers. A place of my own. I like to have a place of my own, a place where I can be myself. When I want to think and play by myself, I'd like to have a place of my own. I like to have a place of my own, a step on a staircase, a drawer or a chair, a corner, a spot, anywhere,
a place I can call my own. Dishes have places, so do pots and pans, beds and bathtubs, shoes and socks. Tables have places, so do faces and hands. Houses have places, keys and locks. I like to have a place of my own, a place where I can be by myself. When I want to play and think by myself, I like to have a place of my own. I love to shine. I love to shine. I love to shine. I love to let what's in me shine outside. I love to shine. I love to shine. I love to let what's in me shine outside. The world needs all the light that we can muster, each moon and star and comet in the sky. We add to all the world our special luster, so shine on, friends, and never question why. We love to shine, we love to shine. We love to let what is in us out shine outside. We love to let what is in us shine outside. I'm still myself inside. I can put on a hat or put on a coat, or wear a pair of glasses, or sail on a boat. I can change all my names and find a place to hide. I can do almost anything, but I'm still myself inside. I can go far away or dream anything, or wear a scary costume or act like a king. I can change all my names and find a place to hide. I can do almost anything, but I'm still myself, and still myself, and still myself inside. Who shall I be today? Who shall I be, I say? Who shall I be today? This day? A dark horse? A light cow? A doggy or a cat? A gray mouse? A blue owl? Or something like that. There's so much to choose and so much to be. That's why it's fun to be anybody. Who shall I be today, I say? Who shall I be today, this day? A king, a queen, or a doctor or a nurse, a streetcar conductor, a witch with a curse. There's so much more to choose and so much more to be. That's why it's fun to be anybody. One day I decided to be a fireman strong. I squirted water bravely and I rang the fire hose gong. The next day was a Sunday, so I most naturally just chose to be a singer, and I sang most gloriously. Another day I baked a pie, another I wrote a book. One day I was a fisherman and I fished without a hook. Someday I'll be an engineer, someday I'll dig a moat, someday I'll be a carpenter, someday I'll drive a boat. But who shall I be today, I say? Who shall I be today, this day? A rich man, a poor man, a beggar man, a thief, a doctor, a lawyer, a commander-in-chief. There's so much more to choose and so much more to be. That's why it's fun to be anybody today. You're much more. You're not just your toes or your chin or your size, not just a bit or a spot or a part. You're not just your outsides, you're also your heart. You see, there's more than honking to geeses, and there's more to cows than moo. When you add up all the pieces, there is more than we see of you. When we put you all together, you're a beautiful, marvelous, spirited, lovely, wonderful, one of a kind. You're much more than your anger, and you're much more than your fist. A closet's more than a hanger, and a fist has an arm and a wrist. You're much more than your sadness, and you're much more than your frown. More than a yell or a tap or a pout, more than a bellow or a slap or a doubt. You're more than a moment, a feeling, a part. You're more than an outside, you're inside, your heart. You're much more than your anger, much more than your mind. When they put you all together, you're a beautiful, marvelous, spirited, lovely, wonderful, one of a kind. Then your heart is full of love. When your heart has butterflies inside it, then your heart is full of love. When your heart feels just like overflowing, then your heart is full of love. Love is fragile as tears. Love is stronger than your fears. When your heart can sing another's gladness, then your heart is full of love. When your heart can cry another's sadness, then your heart is full of love. Love is fragile as tears. Love is stronger than fears. When your heart beats for a special someone, then your heart is full of love. When your heart has room for everybody, then your heart is full of love. Perfect day. This day has really been unique. The wind and the trees play hide and seek. The sun and clouds dance cheek to cheek. It's been a perfect day. This day has really been so good. The sunshine shone just where it should. We all feel fine. Let's knock on wood. It's been a perfect day. Just ask the trees. Sheer perfection. Ask the breeze. No objection. Ask the bees. Near confection. Sheer perfection. No objection. Near confection. Wow. This day has really been the best. It's certainly passed every test. From north to south and east to west, it's been a perfect day. It's been a good day for a flower. It's been a good day for a tree. It's been a good day for a mushroom or a toadstool, and it's been a good day for me. This day has really been quite nice. The temperature took our advice. If you don't mind, we'll say it twice. It's been a positively, absolutely perfect day.